I could barely get through arts and crafts in kindergarten, but today I'm gonna try, without any help, figure out how to paint my 1998 BMW M3. Will it go good? Will it go bad? I have no idea. I read some stuff on the internet, so let's see if I can get this right the first time, or if I have to go back and do it all again. So I seem to have made many mistakes as I'm priming this car to get it painted for tomorrow. I didn't have enough primer, so I had to switch from the gray primer to the black one. It's basically all covered, but also doesn't look great. I ended up spending most of the primer on this, and I made a big ass blob because part of it came off. I'll have to sand that down. But for the most part, I got the priming done. I should have enclosed this because now everything's got crap on it. And I had to turn on a fan to get all the dust out. So tomorrow I'll be enclosing this before starting to paint it, so I make sure I don't get any paint on it because it's black, and black's gonna be hard to get off of anything. Okay, so we're on day 2 of painting the M3, and it looks okay. I've got all the primer on it, and I got that all set and ready to go to put on the coat of paint. But since I got dust everywhere, I'm gonna put up a makeshift paint booth, and hopefully it doesn't get dust all over everything like it did yesterday. So here it is. I got the makeshift paint booth set up, and I'm gonna try to mix the paint together. I'm gonna see if I can get this sprayed before the whole thing collapses on me. Okay, so I assume if it's 8 to 1 to 1 on this one, then it's filled up here, so I need to do 1 to 1 here and 1 to 1 here. So we'll see how that goes. It's not spilling, so that's good. Oh God. First thing I'm gonna do, spray this trunk lid. That way I can figure out if I did a good job sanding it, because I did about the same thing on the car. So we're gonna do this, see how it comes out, and then spray the rest of the car. Now that I got the first coat on, we're gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes, let it get a little tacky, and we're gonna put on the second and hopefully final coat. So I ended up getting little bits of water on here that ended up in the paint. I couldn't figure out where this had come from. Then I saw the water filter on the sprayer and realized, oh, it's leaking out. So it turns out I can't use this because there's too much water in it. So now I'm gonna use this big thing, kind of broken, but it should have enough air in there to be able to do the job with the correct amount of pressure, and it has an air dryer, so it should be okay. Well, turns out it Turns out I didn't turn the camera on for the second one. So what did I learn from painting for the first time? First thing is, get the primer right the first time, because if you don't, you're gonna have to do it all over again. Second thing I learned is make sure there's no moisture in anything. So if I have an air dryer, use the air dryer on the air compressor, because otherwise you're just gonna get water bubbles all over the paint. Third thing I learned, don't mix more paint than you need. I spent money on 2 quarts of paint, and I only ended up using 1. The way the primer went down, I only used 1 quart, so I figured, okay, well, if I need 2 coats of paint, I'm gonna need, another quart of paint. Turns out that is not the case. So I ended up only using 1 quart of paint for 2 coats. Lastly, just take your time. I spent about 8 hours sanding all this stuff down, not knowing what I was doing. I'm sure it'll take me about 8 hours knowing what I'm doing this time, because I did call my friend for some help, and she pointed me in the right directions for sandpaper and all that stuff. But yeah, take it slow, make sure you do it right the first time, because otherwise you're just gonna do it twice, and it's gonna take you twice as long.